We were told it was coming. The evidence was there. Members of the Federal Communications Commission said they wanted to censor talk radio and the internet. And now it's been openly announced. Actually shutting down Infowars.com and thousands of other prominent sites. Not because we're fake, but because we expose the fake media. The current attack on free speech worldwide is so intense, so classically totalitarian, that quite frankly, I'm having trouble even believing it's this bad. They have been incrementally trying to erode free speech and a free press for a long time in Europe and the United States. In the last few years, we've seen Zuckerberg meet with the communist Chinese censors and pledge to them and Merkel that they would bring censorship here to the United States. Matt Drudge came here a year ago and warned us that he talked to a Supreme Court justice and others, and they were told censorship was coming in 2016. We've seen the internet handed over October 1st of this year to an international consortium headed up by the United Nations, with countries like Saudi Arabia on the board deciding what can be on the web and what can't. Now, the European Union Commission, unelected, came out and gave Google, Facebook, Twitter, and other tech giants 24 hours to censor a list of, quote, fake news that they've issued, that Infowars.com is on, that DrudgeReport.com is on, that Breitbart.com is on. And they mix it in with stuff like The Onion. This is outrageous. You have to sue someone to prove something's a fraud and then shut them down via damages. You can't, in a free society like the Communist Chinese do, say something's fake news because it criticizes the Central Committee and just arrest people. But I'm here to tell you, they've bitten off more than they can chew, in my view. We saw mainstream media further discredit itself with fake polls, lying. They got caught coordinating themselves with the White House, with Hillary. It's truly disgusting. And now we've seen the Washington Post, New York Times, you name it, come out, Politico, and say, time to censor Donald Trump, the president of the United States, for his Twitter saying it's bullying that he calls people liars and scumbags. That's his right to do. That's his view. They're allowed to call him every name under the sun. They're allowed in the New York Times and LA Times and Newsweek to call for his assassination, which is illegal. But oh my gosh, he called somebody fat or he did that. This is how they plan to bring in the political correctness where only nationalists and patriots and conservatives and veterans are censored. And Twitter responded saying, we're actually going to look at banning the president. But then it gets worse. They're attacking us on CBS News, ABC, NBC, CNN, MSNBC every hour. I mean, it's so bad, it's good, because their dwindling audiences are only going to come to Infowars.com, and our numbers are just continuing to rise, dwarfing CNN, dwarfing the New York Times online, according to Quantcast and other services. But now, self-proclaimed hack in the WikiLeaks, telling Hillary and the Democrats, I'm a hack, I'll lie, I'll do whatever. You just tell me to say whatever you want, and I'll say it. Talk about fake news, who thinks you're stupid. Self-proclaimed hack and political writer Glenn Thrush participated in MSNBC discussion where they say it's time to censor the media, it's time to ban discussions of pedophile networks, alleged networks, you name it, and it's time to shut down Infowars and Alex Jones. They're really on TV because we've kicked their butts and proven they're the fake news, saying censor us. And ladies and gentlemen, if they can censor us, they can censor everybody. Now, to Matt Taibbi's credit at Rolling Stone and journalists at the London Guardian's credit, they've come out and said this blacklist is incredibly dangerous. It makes McCarthy look like an angel. What in the hell are you doing? Stop it now. But the decrying of this tyranny is not strong enough from the left, so it may just be good cop, bad cop. But regardless, throw me in that briar patch any day. You want to just come out and say I'm fake news when we have a record of being way more accurate than you are? We're not getting orders from big corporations. We're self-funded. You are just butthurt that you work for big, corrupt global corporations that are constantly starting wars and race baiting. You're just butthurt that you're just hacks, in your own words, mercenaries that read off teleprompters and aren't your own man, your own woman. You're so pissed that InfoWars dwarfs 10 or 15 of your biggest organizations together, including the New York Times, and that we're a small operation that's grassroots and gaining steam. You're scared. You hate the fact you're not your own person, and you have zero integrity. So go ahead and try to ban us. Go ahead and have Google on Chrome delist us. Go ahead and have Quantcast take us off. Go ahead and try to imagine we're not there, and it'll only make people flock to Infowars.com and PrisonPlanet.com and our other sites that much faster. But I've always done this. When government-connected hackers brought down Infowars a decade ago, I launched Prison Planet. When they tried to shut down my radio show, I launched the Nightly News. When they physically attacked me and did all sorts of other garbage, I launched a larger network. So, following in our past formula of liberty, we're only going to expand Infowars that much more now in the face of your attempts. And we've never seen such support with listeners spreading our articles and our videos and buying the products at InfoWarsStore.com in response to what you're doing, because they understand we are on target. In conclusion, I leave you with a historical parallel from the Second Great War, World War II. And it was a saying that fighter-bomber crews and pilots used. You know you're over the target when you're getting the flak. They didn't have radar earlier in the war. Their maps weren't very good. They'd get off course. But they knew to go towards the flak. They knew to go towards the flames and the burning buildings. They knew to go to where the smoke was and where the fight was happening. And those big anti-aircraft guns would be firing up thousands of feet into the air, and they would turn those bombers in and fly right in over the targets and drop their bombs on those Nazi factories. And so I leave you with that. We are over the target, and Infowars is getting more attacks now, some days, than even the head strategist for the White House, Stephen Bannon, and sometimes even more than Trump himself. It is epic because they're so scared of the spirit of Infowars, the reawakening of our republic, and the fact that the military, the police, foreign governments, and huge populations listen to us, and they can look at how we're rising exponentially. So they're pulling the incredibly dangerous move of openly now trying to physically shut us down. Wow, I never knew growing up right here in Texas that I'd be at this level fighting tyranny. I just started a local radio show when I was 21 to promote the Second Amendment. But I guess, as they've said many times, great times make the person. And all of us are being forced to really take action and do incredible things because we live in amazing times. The circumstances are just so incredible. That's why I always end by saying, you're the hope. You're the answer. If you are watching this transmission, if you're listening to this transmission, you are the resistance.